Yo, fellas, play Supreme here in Jovina.
Hi there.
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo está?
Yes. Anyway, something like that. I just made a post last night on the forum. There's one of the brothers on the forum was yelling at some of the guys that come to the forum. They make these bitch ass posts, and they sound like little wieners.
I do hear some of them, yes.
Yeah, and um, the problem is that I'm here to help kids, help the kids,
Right.
So I'm trying to encourage these kids to speak up, and that post, kind of makes them afraid to speak out, and that's why I'm trying to.
So what was this particular post that
Hmm?
what was the post that made you
Rant.
well, yeah.
That's what I was doing last
I
night,
only
yeah.
caught part of it, so I don't know how it
Basically,
started.
it was uh, the one white dude, big man, the guy's real tall, 6'7" or something like that. He made a post that's saying, and I agree with them 100%. But my point of, the post was, if you post something, show how you're doing something about your life.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is a lot of these guys aren't doing anything with their lives, so they can't post anything showing how they're doing something. Okay, a lot of the guys, they're beginners, they're still struggling, they're still full of that feminine shit. Most of my guys that come to the internet, they lack masculinity. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes.
They're not very masculine.
I do
males.
see that in,
like
in some of
90,
them.
90% of them are lacking or real low in masculine energy,
Mm-hmm.
or different levels, right? So they're experiencing these less masculine lives, so they write less masculine. And Big Man Rand, he's got masculine energy going for him and stuff like that. And I totally understand where the fella's coming from and all that kind of shit. Because like I was telling him, I've been dealing with these motherfuckers since before I met you.
Since that's
Yeah.
true.
Before I met you. And I think I started my first shows right around first time when
It was a very beginning of
Yeah.
when we got together.
the very beginning when I first started the
We're
first
still
podcast
living at
show.
the other apartment, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. So anyway, I made a little rant last night. Some of these fellows, when they come at me, okay, you're an adult. If a 12-year-old child was trying to tell you what to do with your life, would you find that insulting?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's how I feel. Okay, so some of these guys come at me like, you should do this, you should do that. Like,
Giving you advice,
yeah,
basically.
they're basically kids.
On how
You know,
to do
they're in
your
their
job.
20s. None of them have reached the maturity level. None of them have started a business, ran a business, all that kind of stuff. And they're trying to tell me how to run a business. I'm here to help these other people who are struggling. They've already been helped. They're good. So I'm trying to help these other kids that are struggling out there. And that's what I had to come to accept the fact I'm there for those guys. I would like to just spend my time with all the good players, but I got to get these other guys up to that level
You need
and
to get
keep
them up
doing
to a
it,
certain
keep
level,
doing it, and keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but for them to come at me, and it makes me feel like it's a racial thing. Like, white folks think they know everything. I don't know if you notice that. You notice the people I train?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
do.
think their way is
I've
right.
experienced that myself.
You experience that
too.
yourself, yeah. Because you're Portuguese, they look down. They think their way is the right way, and that's what I'm
Because I
trying
came
to.
from another country. They think
Yeah.
I don't know how things work here.
Yeah. So, but you have white skin though. So they haven't seen your
Yeah,
parents
but
and your
when
sister,
they figure out that I wasn't born here
and that
it's
you're
a-
Portuguese. Yeah.
then they
They-
start
they-
having
I've noticed that.
those thoughts that maybe she doesn't know how things work.
Well, I've noticed that like Diana's, her, I don't know how to say it. Her attitude towards you's changed after she got to know you. Like she thinks she's better than you. She don't realize she's doing it. Like remember the time I told you how I tell her something and it's immediately wrong unless one of the white women confirm it. Have you noticed that?
Sometimes it takes like Lori or somebody.
Yeah, or Carolyn to say that's true. Okay, that's what I experienced, fellas, from white folks. Like I said something about, I think it was the president. It was something about, and this one client of mine, older white lady, she's sweet as can be. She doesn't realize she's doing it. They don't realize they're doing it. Like a lot of you fellas don't realize what you're doing. Okay, I really said something, and she said, no, that's not true. And it took this older white woman to say, yes, it was true. Okay. That's what I experienced my entire life. Okay. White folks, you know, you guys, it's true. You guys do think your way is the right way and that you think you know it all and all that kind of stuff. I don't mean to be racist, but, you know, Jovina and I have experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
And she has white skin. No, she could pass. She is passing. You do call, you know, you don't call yourself white, but whatever. I know your sister doesn't.
No.
But anyway, you saw her sister like night and day. You know, her sister's more my complexion, down towards me. But so my point is, I've been doing this business for a long time, and I was doing it before I even met Jovina. I was, you know, helping people on forums and stuff like that. And for someone to think they know how to raise a black male, the issue is Raul. You know, that's the main issue right there is Raul.
Oh, okay.
And you know, he's a black male. He's confused about, you know, his race and all that. You've seen him. He's black.
Yeah. I got you.
He's from Brazilian. He's a black Indian, maybe Portuguese mix, but he's black. And for these fellas to think they know how to raise him, well, they're frustrated because they don't see the changes in him. I see the changes, you know, that where he's getting stronger. He's actually going to the clubs now. And he faces massive rejection. And I didn't put two and two together until I realized, fuck, he hasn't been doing my whole thing. He hasn't hit the gym. He's still this tiny, bony little thing. And,
So he's only been
and
working
his
on
masculine energy.
part of himself, but not all
he got
of
the
himself.
clothes down, but he didn't do the whole package. I thought he was hitting the gym, getting bigger. So anyway, but the whole thing is that, you know, why he's facing all this rejection because, you know, I saw when I watched that video of comment he made for me. The kids look like normal kids, healthy kids, strong kids. He doesn't look healthy and strong, nor is his masculine energy healthy and strong. So he's facing massive rejection, and the guys in the forum are tired of hearing him. So I said, just put him on, you know, put him on ignore if you don't want to hear his shit. But they're really fed up with him, and every now and then I'll pick, you know, one person to help. Spend a lot of time with. Like on the forum, that Bushido Mac guy came back. He's the only person I've ever actually given up on. I've actually given up.
Well, the fact is that there are some people that can't be helped.
I think Bushido Mac,
Sometimes
he
they
needs
need professional
tough
help.
love. I think Bushido Mac needs tough love, and it's actually working. You know, me shitting on him, that's pissing him off,
You do
and now
have
he's
to
going
treat
to
them
do
as
something.
individuals. That's true. That
Yeah.
Some people have to be treated in different manners in order to get results, because not everyone wants to be treated like a sweet little boy. They want it. Some need that really.
Well, black males, they need hard treatment. They need a boot up their ass because that's the way we were raised. You know, our parents are pretty fucking tough. There ain't there's probably some black males on the forum that had some big pussy ass parents, but that's not very often. You've been raised around black folks. You know what black folks are like. You know, the parents.
Well, I don't have to go
You've seen mine.
any further than my dad, because
Yeah, your dad's
he was
too.
really tough on everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So, so these Caucasian folks, you know, they have a different idea of how I should help these fellas. But like Bushido Mac, you know, I'm shitting on Bushido Mac because that's what I think he needs. That's the only thing that's going to work for him is to embarrass him, publicly embarrass him, and shame him into doing something with his life. Raul, I'm still in the helping phase. You know, I know what each person needs. It's like, you know, that time I had YouTube Sucks on the forum. Remember him? You remember that? Yeah, fool. Like, you know, it was Muska that was whining the most about it. And because of that, you know, I said, fuck it, I'll get rid of him. So I pulled my trump card and he left right away. I had the trump card the whole time. That I could have, you know, shut him up and shut him down and got rid of him. But I was trying to actually help the motherfucker. And he wanted to learn. That's what pissed me off. So these motherfuckers think they know how to. These people, they're nerds. Most of them are nerds. They're smart people, and you know how smart people, they don't know how to connect to people. They don't get people. They don't
think the same way.
They don't think the same way, and they don't have that connection. That they don't have the social skills and the people skills.
That's true.
That regular folks have. So I knew what YouTube Suck needed. You know, he needed a hard hand. And that's what I was giving to him. You know, he needed to be publicly shamed out of that bullshit he was doing. And I slapped a few times. And that's what I was doing for him. But he was actually trying to take it and listen, but the rest of the guys kept shitting on him. So they think they know because they're
What these guys
Caucasian. That's how I
need.
feel. They think they know because they're Caucasian, their way is right. But I've been helping motherfuckers for a long time now, and I'm trying to get across to these knuckleheads that let me do my job. I got the people skills. You guys lack that. That's why you don't do that. That's why you can't connect to women. That's why you don't have women by your side, because you have no people skills. And that's what people who are smarter. That's what they lacked in high school. Like my older brother Garvin, he has no. You met him.
Yes.
What is he like?
He's very different.
Weird.
He can't talk to people.
He can't. You guys heard it yourself. He can't talk to people.
He can't look at someone and talk to him
Yeah.
like when we talk.
Yeah. He can't do that.
He'll say a couple.
And that's me and you guys.
He'll say a couple of words. He doesn't make a complete sentence. It
Nope.
seems like.
Nope. He doesn't make a complete sentence at all.
For him, a couple of words, you should get what he's saying.
Exactly. Yeah. Like he doesn't call my parents, dad, mom, and dad. He calls them him and her.
Yeah.
Did you call her? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you call him? Where's he at? Like you're supposed to know. And that's a man with no social skills. Although I do see him walking through the neighborhood. We don't really talk, but I see him, down in my studio walking through the neighborhood, talking to girls. And I feel sorry for the girls got to talk to his ass. The office workers.
I wonder how it sounds to them, the way he talks.
I don't know.
Maybe he talks differently to them.
I think he does. I think he's got two sides because he seems to hate the family and being around the family, but he has this social thing. And I think Dottie noticed that. She said, you must screw your face up every time you come in the house. Because my ex-wife, works with my mom. She helps her manage her finances and her books and all that kind of stuff. That's why I know she has a couple $100,000. She's $200,000 in one account, $100,000 in another account. Anyway. So people skills. I was on people skills. And that's what it takes to get women. You got to have good people skills.
Yeah,
good communication skills.
Women are very, very good at communicating.
Some
when
women.
Thank you. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Mm-hmm. So women are totally into communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've watched you when you get around little girls. You get all excited and all happy like a little goober in a candy store. You get to talk to somebody.
Well, women, that's how it is. Women socialize.
You love it. Yeah, it makes you feel good inside, doesn't it?
Someone to talk to other than you.
It makes you feel all good inside, don't it? Get all happy and shit. Yeah, see, women love that talking shit, man. I'm telling you guys, they love to talk. They fucking love it. So if you got people skills, talk skills, your ass is assed out. You're suffering. And when you get them, you got to still talk to them, unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't give up talking to them.
Yeah. I sit there, I nod my head, I pretend like I'm listening. I regurgitate it back. I hear it just to let her know that
you actually have to listen a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get some of it, take some of it in so that you can ask questions back.
Your eyes are bugging out. You get all serious anyway.
Like that?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you do have to listen, pay attention when you're communicating with people. But anyway, back to the original thing I was talking about. We got to stop the bullshit on the forum. It's got to end. I don't have time for it, and it gets irritating to me. As I said, none of you guys I could think of. There's a new guy on the forum. I think he said he owns a couple of businesses, a stranger, but none of you guys are, of mature age, and there really is a difference. When I was in my 30s, I started seeing a little bit of a difference. In my 40s, I saw a bigger difference. Now in my 50s, I do see there is a such thing as maturity. And when you're more mature, you can see. It's like incredible. It's like I suddenly took a red pill, and I can see clearly, much more clearly than I could in my 40s and 30s. So trust me, I can see what people need to help them. And if I'm wrong, I'll find something else. Okay? The reason why I gave up on Bushido Mac, because they got to be willing to meet you halfway, do the work. And if they're not willing to do the work, they're sitting there at home, then there's nothing you can do. Okay? But Raul is getting out there in the streets. He is trying. And that's why I'm sticking with him. I'm going to keep sticking with him until he stops doing something. And I'm almost out of time. I am out of time.